Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I've worked at IRS for 10 years. I've been in private practice for 40 years. I've been doing this for 50 years. Don't I look damn good for being 71 and being an expert in IRS resolution matters? Most of you have come here because you've seen me on the national news. I've been featured on 10 national news segments. Not advertising, actually wanting my opinion on things. You can go see my website. More importantly, my team, which is really the anchor of my business at 777irs.com. I do these videos for 3 reasons, so you don't get ripped off. So you get insider information when I can tell you, and you can get information to make decisions on what you need to do. So today, let me make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm talking about back tax help. It's a big keyword in this industry, and you need to know what back tax help really is. As a former IRS agent, I worked about 10,000 cases from when I started to now. So back tax help simply means that you owe back debt and you want to have an exit strategy out of your debt. Well, a couple things you have to know. All your tax returns have got to be filed. IRS wants to make sure you're making estimate tax payments. And then IRS wants to make sure your withholding is up to date. So how does IRS work on back taxes? I've done this for so many years and I've worked so many cases. It's very simple. IRS wants to take a financial statement on you, their form. The 433F is used at the service center. The 433A is used by the revenue officer. I should know. I was with one and they want it documented. They're going to want to know bank statements. They're going to want to see pay stubs. They want to verify your expenses. They want to know your assets. Those are the main things they're looking at. They're drilling down on what your assets are. Do you have liquidity? Do you have value? And then they want to know what your income to expense ratios are. That's a very important aspect of back tax help, because what people don't realize is IRS is going to fix you into income and expenses. If you say you make $6,000 a month and you have these expenses, IRS is going to come along and say, we're only going to allow these expenses. You want to know what those expenses are going to be? Go ahead and do a Google search on 4 things. IRS national standards for food and clothing. IRS national standards for housing and utilities. IRS national standards for car payments. IRS national standards for operating a car. IRS is going to dictate to you how much that you can spend. And if you don't get ahead of this, and if you're behind this, when you call IRS, you are going to get screwed, because you're going to wind up the deal they want to give you and not the deal that you want. So what you have to do is you have to understand the financial statement, you have to understand the form, and you have to know, God, can I change things to get a better deal? Now you're welcome to do this yourself. I got plenty of videos. I got 1,500 videos out there. You can try to check on the IRS national standards. If you have a small case, you should just do your own representation. My channel, as I give this information out, we kind of work larger cases at over 50,000, but I encourage you, if you owe 50,000, you can go online and make an IRS payment over 6 years and pay the debt off. If you can't, then we'll have to call IRS, or you will, and have to give them a financial statement. So I'm just trying to tell you everything that you need to know about back tax help. IRS will definitively has a strategy, definitively have a plan, and before you call them, you've got to know what they're drilling down on. Those are your assets and your income and expense ratios, to make sure you're living in according pardon me, got the flu, getting over it. They want to make sure they're living within the standards you want. Make sure all your tax returns are filed, and make sure your estimate payments. And if your estimate payments are up to date, it's a no-no. IRS, just at least go in and make one on the irs.gov portal. If this information was good, please leave me a subscription. YouTube loves us to have subscriptions. It kind of moves us up a little. Leave me a like or a comment. I appreciate you listening. You heard the truth today. Thank you for the comment.